he has been able to use Braum as an engaged champion even in some scenarios, and the double Freljord really rounds out their team fight.
And Doran gets his ambassador. This to me is the champion that he started kind of the turnaround on. That he wasn't on comfort, and thus far, Perfect's had an absolutely stellar tournament. He's been playing incredibly well, but we also haven't really seen any...
And on the opposite side, that Wukong that I really highly prioritize right now, as far as the jungle pool, is going to find the first skirmish.
Cuz kicking things off, Carrier waiting off to the side, TP already used, flash backwards, the concussive blow stacking, Owner 2, they got him! Manages to lock him down, and that's gonna be first blood, they're donating it to BDD!
The roam up the bottom lane here, Peter on the Braum again!
Wow. And what I love with BDD is it goes way further back, right? Is perfect!
All in, Doran forced to flash back, just a trade of flashes, but Doran struggling to survive now in this matchup as Peter does his best to hold the wave. Carrier going for the knockback on the heroic charge. Guma
This man was one game away from making, and I would say dragging his team to finals back in 2021. As
Dom going in, Hunter's volley not quite enough. Now Carrier is looking to finish the job himself. Slowly but surely the Poppy whittling him down. Dom forced to flash away, but Carrier hungry for blood. A little bit more time, the Q flash forward. Dom with a bit of a sidestep, extra movement speed, trying to make it through the minions. Dom living for an extra moment, avoiding the angle back into the wall. Carrier gets the knockback, the cleanse coming out, 1-for-1 in the bottom lane.
And Dom tries to get Guma, pays for it with his life, but he does get the trade back.
Okay, now they're going to gank bottom lane too. Guma's trying to push the wave in. They're going to punish him.
Flash.
The wrap around. Braum is there. Wukong is there.
Knocked him on the way down. He won't be there in time. However, Unbreakable Peter looking to mark him up. Concussive blows finally hitting. Auto attack reset more than enough. Guma Yushi falls at the hands of Cuz.
And KT are not letting them
to punish the attempt to push the wave in, which also earns them this early dragon. And as we talked about...
But KT on the bottom lane, now that Guma has this 6, potentially more angle here for T1 to play if they want to recoup some of these losses.
And for T1, there is still a lot of power in their team fight. I particularly like your ability to single out targets and force unfair fights, right? With the Talia, with the Poppy as well. Poppy in particular can really turn any game around as long as you find... We also need to be real. This early game is being completely run right now by KT.
T1 recognize they cannot contest the grubs. Prio on the top side still in favor of Perfect. Mid lane relatively even, slightly in favor of the side of T1. Faker hovers into the darkness, threatens maybe a Weaver's Wall to the bottom lane, but Peter and Doctam pretty effortlessly holding for now. So difficult to dive this Ash Braum, but Carrier might go for it anyway. On forward, Doctam there. Case to stand behind me, wants to come through, but Carrier, of course, can interrupt. Flashing out instead, then using the W to escape, just to make sure that it's a similar story for Guma. So for Doctam to take this away from Guma and have a good game is crucial for KT's game plan, as the ulti doesn't connect from Doran. That's crushing. Very likely would have been a sure thing on the initial kill, and now Perfect wants to go for the all-in. Carry on the way up, and Perfect is completely overheated. Buying a bit more time to overheat now as he turns back into the wave. Damage coming in, and the rest of the team has arrived. Spinning right on top of Doran, it is a Cyclone. Carrier running for his life. Concussed, taken down, KT dominating game 1.
Perfect on his rumble. There is a reason he is so confident on that champion. Teleports down to the bottom side, will equalize the play.
So the cross map doesn't work out, and targeting Perfect.
They wait to have 3 members strong. They spot Carrier, and they know that is their time to step up. Owner waiting, Guma Yushi on the way in. Arrow connecting. No chance to use the Crescent Guard. It might be too late by the time Owner does it. Realm War behind, and it's BDD right on top of Owner, but Faker is there to cover. Instantly, he's sprinting out to safety as Doctam starts to rain hell onto Owner, but the Xin is too damn tanky. The objective in the sights of KD. Guma, not enough time to charge the arrow. Second, Drake dropping for KT Rolster.
So I feel like KT almost removing any of these comeback options, these avenues for T1, because they know that's what they're looking for, but BDD!
Doran full committing, the root does manage to connect. Doran can't keep the dive, but BDD is not going to over push here. Very important for T1 that in a deficit like this, although not game ending, that they can find these avenues for individual outplays, but now it's Doran's flash, traded back. BDD came back to lane, Redemption coming down to heal him up. Major cooldown that will not be available, crucially, for this Herald. KT are already on it, and they've just been one step ahead of T1 the entire game.
Herald guaranteed, and what is the counterplay for T1 even? With Doran being pushed off of the top side of the map, there's not much for them to get except for a Scuttle Crab. Bottom side mid wave is not even going to get pushed all the way in.
Doran.
That's 4 people.
Concussive blows. The Cyclone immediately comes out as well. Doran can't push a single button. KT merciless on the dive. Doran caught asleep at the wheel, overconfident. T1
The race.
trying to fire back
win it.
for first tower, but it's KT who get it.
They've got
It
the
still does mean, however, that KT get access first to the objective. Owner, Guma, Faker, Carrier all ready to go. Carrier's ulti, you highlighted it earlier, can be crucial, can deny some of the members of KT access to the pit here, but it's a very slow, drawn-out secure. BDD marking Doran on the flank. Arrow starting to rain, Peter getting chunked out, a flashback from Perfect. T1 chipping away at those resources. Eyes on the equalizer, Redemption now used, cooldown up just in time. KT keeps going, but now they want to turn it right back. Instantaneous equalizer. Carrier locked up. Rumor coming in, but denied. Carrier wants to knock Perfect out of the fight, but it might not matter because it's Doran into the back line. Owner stays standing. Cuz take it down. T1 fire back.
no matter the early deficit, T1, they still win the team fight. They still get the dragon, and they're looking for BDD.
On the hunt for BDD, but there's just nowhere for him to go in the blink of an eye. KT's lead.
Doran is getting the top tower at the moment, so that is going to be guaranteed gold here for T1.
And this is the struggle of playing against T1. Their movement around the map is so confident. KT need to be ready to pull the trigger, and they have. Otacon started. A big risk. Doran resetting back to base, likely to finish the second item before he TPs into the fight if needed. Owner in the area. It might come down to just a 50-50, but Faker also has access to the Weaver's wall critically. No flash for Doctum. No flash for Cuz. KT luckily able to reset the objective, but I don't think they're going to get a chance to leave quite yet. T1 know they have an advantage in the fight if it comes down to the 5v5. Flash forward, ulti into the back, immediately thinks he picked off, but Peter does his best to heroically disengage. It is not enough to keep Doctom standing. Cuz taken out as well. Doran in the 3v1, completely and totally unfazed. Carrier there to stop any further follow-up. Faker taking down Perfect, and BDD is not enough to stop T1.
And it's the Crook Lord that finds his mark. Doctum goes down, and T1 turn onto Otacon.
Doran, the addition to this T1 roster, annihilated him.
Hello.
Resetting, resistance is shredded by the Otacon. Carry a ward over the wall, spots out Cuz. T1 know it's a 50-50 now. 5 seconds on Doctum, but he doesn't have access to a TP to make it to the fight any faster. Perfect TP available. BDD finds the angle into Doran. Carrier now backing up. 3K on the objective. Getting lower. Steadfast presence gone. Faker on the backside. Cuz wants to try to make it out of this one, but now they're moving at the advantage. Take down Guma. No, Guma living. Guma fights to finish him. Looking for a bit more damage, but T1, they find the double for Carrier. They take the Thornbound Otacon, and Perfect. It is too little. It is too late.
Baker teleports in and he saves the team fight. He gets that shove. They get the honor. And then T1 are communicating the teleport arrival from Faker. Look at Owner running away so that Cuz can't find burst damage onto him. And once Faker comes in and gets a double shove.
And that shove ends the fight immediately. They were a member up. And Perfect, if he was alive just a little bit earlier.
They desperately want the soul point. They spot Faker on the flank. One more fumbled fight might just take them out of this game entirely.
Cuz is getting chunked, already took an arrow. Faker's looking to split the fight.
7K. Cuz gonna have a hard time healing back up that chip damage. Does have access to the Sundered Sky. Objective reset now. Eyes on those support cooldowns as well. Carrier's ulti, the Unbreakable for the Braum will be important as T1 already getting mid-prio. Doran fishing for the flank once again. Ready to come over the wall with the public execution. Carrier going into the wall, locking up Cuz. Instantaneous knockup! A flawless combo to keep it going. Duckdown finally escapes, but he just finds himself in a 1v1 versus Doran. Hope fading fast for the side of KT as Carrier is still standing. Perfect and BDD running for the hills. T1 grabbing their second Drake, but Owner not done yet. Knocks Peter out as well.
And Cuz just doesn't get to play the game. Carrier, who we haven't talked about in a bit, had a rough start to the lane. I'm thinking now the Poppy pick really works out. He's the one that's right.
The redemption.
The redemption locket as they're gonna start it up.
He's got the TP, he's got the heal, he's ready to move across the map and make plays. Eyes on the Keeper's verdict to see if they can force Cuz out of the pit. 7K, objective getting lower. Owner isolated. Faker off to the side, likely gonna have to use the arm guard. Extra shield coming in. Faker stone cold as he holds the cooldown. Doctam starting to push forward, but he really doesn't have too much damage. Eyes on Perfect and Cuz, the equalizer, the Cyclone. T1 moving through the choke point, but KT don't have the vision they need. Finally, the ward dropped as T1 once again take control of mid, but happy to just trade a few cooldowns and back away.
And it was the resilience of KT that got them the win against Gen G. That game looked dire as well. TP comes in from Faker, won't have his ult, Zona goes in.
Catch him out, Unbreakable used to kick off the fight. That's the ulti from Gumayusi. Good response coming in from Perfect, but the damage not really enough. Ulti does not connect from Doran. Knockback from Carrier takes BDD out of the equation. And once again, it's Doran on top of Doctam. Concussive blows by him an additional second. Perfect running. The flick back likely to come through as Faker tries to get the damage down, but now he finds himself in a brief 2v1. Goes Golden, knocked back into the wall! Carrier there right in time as KT are effortlessly dismantled. Doran dropping Perfect as well.
And they're gonna at least get the shove
on those junglers, but since Faker's able to section off the rest of the KT members here, Perfect has to flash, and BDD
fight. Waits for the Seraph, knows it'll save him, still has access, crucially, to the Zanyas when BDD and Perfect try to go all in. But now, the Hail Mary, KT betting it all. 5 members strong, but it's a Baron buff empowering T1. As long as they buy time here, they're chipping away at that Red Bull Baron power play. Objective getting lower. Owner waiting over the wall to divide the team coming in from Faker. Denied a bit by Peter, and it's Owner now on the flank looking for Cuz. Not sure if he's found him. Cuz turning right back onto Owner. Owner instantaneously into the back line. The concussive blows there, as is the perfect execution. Carry in the thick of it. Gumayusi and Faker untouched coming over the wall, but it's Faker. Full confidence is the flash, but unfortunately the flip back goes wide. Doran turns it right back with a sundering blow. KT pulling away. Man advantage for the side of T1 being ushered out. Carrier wants to deny it, but he will only be able to isolate Perfect. The Baron still backing them up. The Dragon in their sights. T1 once again taking a fight.
And an attempt from KT to maybe get a soul point because T1 took that Baron. Not going to end up working out. That's going to be triple mount. The moment that Doctam's taken out of the fight, Cuz alone can't really do enough AD damage. And guess what? He's been taken out every single time. As being Ashe against all these dive threats, T1, even though the very early skirmish didn't go their way, are now marching on KT's base.
Final wave of this Red Bull Baron power play. Brought in the mid lane from Faker. Wall to isolate the tower. They want to break open the space, limit the options for KT. T1 outplaying in the fights, and now that they have a lead, they're not looking to give anything away. 3 minutes on the next Baron, 3 minutes on Soul for T1. Is Faker still fishing for the flick back, for the seismic shove.
Trying to buy some time, since the inhibitor is down in this lane. He's pushing it out to try and, hopefully for KT, set up one of many defenses that they're going to need to fight their way back into this game.
Perfect going to use the equalizer to clear the way, but it will not stop the tier 2 tower from falling. Does give a bit more time to BDD to get a tower back in response.
It's just going to be gone if they don't make a play. It's going to be a big realm warp. But you're realm warping possibly straight into your doom, and they're not even going to get the chance.
Cuz taken out of the equation, 6K getting lower. KT start to flounder. They decide it's not worth it. They decide they don't want it. Instead, they're going to turn their sights to the Drake, spawning in 4 seconds. T1 already have secured the Baron on the back of a Keeper's Verdict from Carrier. Now they might just look to end it here. Flash forward. Perfect execution. Aptly named as Doctam takes him down. KT now chasing out as well. BDD trying to well more back into the rest of the team. But Carrier once again there to interrupt. Doran unfazed by the magic damage of BDD. It's a double kill coming through. Perfect and Cuz, the last 2 left standing. But a TP into the base to bring back and seal the deal in game 1. T1. What a performance.
And Perfect running for the hills. I don't think his survival is gonna matter as Doran and Carrier show a masterclass in this game 1. The lane for both, I think, looked a little precarious, but those team fights, man, that's a smile on the face of T1.